Island Fine Souvenir is pleased to present our financial report for the months of April and May 2024, which provides a comprehensive overview of our financial performance, strategic achievements, and key insights into our organizational health. Our shop, located in Cebu, sells handcrafted and culturally inspired souvenirs to both tourists and locals. Using basic accounting tools such as journals, ledgers, trial balance, and financial statements, as well as the generally accepted accounting principles, the study tracks sales, expenses, and profits. It highlights how accurate financial records support decision making and business growth, especially during the early tourist season. The report emphasizes the importance of smart resource use and planning in achieving long-term success.
These are the charts of accounts in the Island Fine Souvenirs of the month of April and May. Our accounts are categorized into five main types: assets, liability, equity, revenue, and expenses. Under assets, we have current assets like cash, inventory, accounts receivables, and office supplies, as well as fixed assets like equipment, all reported on the balance sheet. For liabilities, we track what we owe using accounts payable and payable to government listed under current liabilities. Equities includes capital and drawing, showing the owner's stakes in the business. When it comes to performance, we look in the income statement. Here we record revenue from sales revenue and adjust it with contra revenue from sales returns and allowance. Finally, expenses are crucial to track. These include rent, utilities, salary, transportation, communication, advertising, and taxes. This structured setup helps Island Fine Souvenir monitors its financial health and performance with clarity and accuracy.
In the months of April and May 2024, our business demonstrated strong foundational growth and financial stability. The journey began with a significant initial capital investment of 500,000 pesos in cash, which provided a robust financial platform for our operations. Our primary revenue stream centered on souvenir sales, with monthly cash sales progressively increasing from 30,000 in April to 40,000 in May, reflecting a positive sale trajectory. We maintained a strategic approach to inventory management, investing 25,000 in initial stock in April and following up with an additional 20,000 inventory purchase in May to ensure consistent product availability. Our operational expenses were carefully managed across multiple categories. Key expenditures included essential business costs such as rent, which cost 10,000 in April, utilities, salaries, transportation, and communication expenses. We strategically balanced these operational costs while simultaneously driving revenue growth. The owner's involvement remains active, with personal cash withdrawals totaling 9,000 over the 2-month period, and a notable non-cash contribution of a printer valued at 5,000 pesos in May, demonstrating a commitment to business infrastructure. Financial prudence was evident in our approach to accounts receivable and payable. We consistently collected outstanding customer payments, managed supplier interactions, and even processed a sales return of 1,000 pesos in May, showcasing our commitment to customer satisfaction and financial transparency. By the end of May, we had recognized payable taxes of 8,200 pesos, further underscoring our responsible financial management. The overall financial landscape reveals a promising start: steady revenue growth, effective cost management, and a solid foundation for future expansion. Our ability to generate increasing sales, invest in inventory, manage operational expenses, and maintain a healthy cash flow positions us favorably for continued business development in the upcoming months.
Hello, everyone. In this section of our financial report, we'll be discussing the trial balance for Island Fine Souvenir, for the months of April and May 2024. The trial balance is a fundamental accounting tool that ensures our books are balanced before generating official financial statements. It lists all accounts and their respective debit or credit balances. For island fines, the grand total of the trial balance is 724,200 pesos, reflecting both our starting capital and all the transactions made within the 2 months. This figure confirms that our financial records are internally consistent, with total debits equaling total credits. Our initial capital injection of 500,000 pesos played a major role in funding operations as noted in our general entries. Other major accounts, such as sales revenue, expenses, payables, and receivables, also contributed to our balanced books. While this doesn't yet show profit or loss, it lays the groundwork for the income statement by confirming all entries are correctly recorded. That concludes our trial balance overview. Let's move on to what the numbers actually mean for the business. Our income statement. Now, let's turn to our income statement, which tells us how profitable Island Fine Souvenir was for the months of April and May 2024. According to our report, our net sales revenue for the period was 82,000 pesos. After deducting all expenses, the business earned a net profit of 32,800 pesos. This means the shop not only covered its cost, but also generated solid income within its first 2 months of operation, right at the start of tourist season. The key takeaway? The business is off to a healthy start. While revenue is promising, our report also emphasizes that much of the cash flow is still driven by the owner's capital, not just sales. To sustain growth, Island Finds will need to increase its revenue further and manage its operating expenses smartly. But with this positive early result, the shop is well on its way. That wraps up the income statement portion.
Here is the balance sheet of Island Fine Souvenir as of May 31, 2024. On the left side under assets, the business has 6,000 pesos in equipment as part of its fixed assets. For the current assets, it holds 6,000 pesos in accounts receivable, 484,000 pesos in cash, 55,000 pesos in inventory, and 3,000 pesos in office supplies. Altogether, this brings the total assets to 554,000 pesos. On the right side, on the liabilities and equity, there are no fixed liabilities. The current liabilities consist of 15,000 pesos in accounts payable and 8,200 pesos payable to the government, for a total of 23,200 pesos. Under equity, the owner's capital is 505,000 pesos, with a deduction of 7,000 pesos for drawings and a net profit of 32,800 pesos. This results in a total equity of 530,800 pesos. When we add total liabilities and total equity together, it equals the total assets, both amounting to 554,000 pesos, confirming that the financial records are balanced and accurate. Here is the ledger for April 2024. This month marks the beginning of the business operations, starting with an initial cash investment of 500,000 pesos. The cash account reflects major outflows for setting up the shop, including rent, inventory, display equipment, and utility bills. Revenue started coming in through souvenir sales, totaling 15,000 pesos across the month. Other transactions include payment of salaries, a small owner's withdrawal, and partial collections from customer sales on account. By the end of April, the business maintained a healthy flow of transactions, balancing out operations and laying the groundwork for growth in May. This is the ledger for May 2024. The business activity increased with more souvenir sales totaling 20,000 pesos, along with consistent cash payments for rent, advertising, salaries, office supplies, and transportation. There were also notable non-cash transactions like the contribution of a printer and several payments made on previously acquired inventory. A refund was issued to a customer, and taxes were paid by the end of the month. Overall, May showed a strong and well-balanced financial operation, with total debits and credits both amounting to 724,200 pesos, confirming that the accounts remained accurate and complete.
Now, let's explore the cash flow performance of Island Fine's souvenir shop during its first 2 months of operation, from April to May 2024. Starting from zero, the business closed with 484,000 pesos in cash. We'll break this down into three key sections: operating, investing, and financial activities. The shop recorded a net profit of 32,800 pesos, but cash from operating activities was actually negative, which is negative 8,000. This is mainly due to the startup related spending like inventory purchases, increased receivables, and office supplies. These early investments are normal and necessary, but they show that sales alone weren't enough to support cash flow just yet. While the business is profitable on paper, it's not yet generating enough cash from its day-to-day operations. As for the investing activities, 6,000 pesos was spent on equipment like shelving and a printer. These are one-time purchases meant to support the business as it grows. While it's a cash outflow, it's expected during startup and it's considered a smart investment for improving how the business runs. Lastly, the financial activities. The owner contributed a total of 505,000 in capital, which makes up most of the cash inflow during this period. There was also a 7,000 withdrawal for personal use. This clearly shows that the business is still heavily supported by owner financing. While this is normal for a starting business, over time, it should aim to rely more on earnings from operations rather than personal funds. Here are three big takeaways. First, even with profit, the business needs to improve cash generation from operations. Second, that it's still very dependent on the owner's money to keep things running. And third, there's room to grow into a more financially independent setup. So, our recommendation is to focus on increasing sales, managing inventory wisely, and building toward financial independence. So far, Island Finance is off to a solid start. With a few smart adjustments, it can grow into a financially sustainable business. In summary, the financial analysis of Island Fine's souvenir shop for April and May 2024 highlights the importance of clear record keeping and financial planning in small business success. Through detailed tracking of revenues, expenses, and projections, the shop demonstrated early signs of operational potential during a key tourist period, despite its current reliance on owner funding. These insights provide a solid foundation for informed decisions, guiding the business towards sustainable growth for the remainder of the year. And that concludes our presentation. Thank you from the Group 3.